So this is AJ, and we're gonna do a little bit of cupping on AJ today so that you guys can get an idea of what cupping looks like and you can see that it doesn't actually hurt. So first, before I do anything, I put a little bit of lotion on my hands because without any sort of lubricant, it can be coconut oil, it can be olive oil, it can be a good lotion, you're not gonna get the cups to stick very well. And then I add a little bit of essential oil because it's really, really nice and calming. And then I just apply a little bit of lotion to his back so that the cups will go over his back smoothly. Then we take the smallest cup, we put it on his back. How's that feeling? Is it too tight? No. We make sure that it's not too tight, and then we just slide it across the skin. Now we do it like this when kids have allergies and asthma to open up the lungs. It feels like a really good massage. It generates a little bit of pinkness on the skin, but kids don't tend to mark as much as adults because they're not as toxic. They don't eat as much garbage. They haven't been exposed to as many stressors, and they haven't taken as many medications or just been exposed to as many toxins in the environment. Kids find this super relaxing. This is something that you can actually do at home. It's really, really great before bedtime for kids that are hyper, that can't calm down. The silicone cups are really great because you can always apply more or less pressure to the body because it should never be uncomfortable, so you always want to check the reaction of your child. If they're nonverbal, they're definitely going to scrunch up their face, or they'll start to wiggle or squirm because it starts to feel pinchy or itchy on the skin if it's too tight. But when it's done just right, you can slide it across the skin. This works really, really well, like I said, for children with asthma or breathing problems or allergies who have a hard time getting deep breaths in. This works really, really well, as I stated earlier, for children who have tense calves because they're stepping on their toes a lot of times. So if I were doing Tuina, I would do Tuina just in this area to relax his calves. I would follow these channels. I would work the channels up the back, a lot of pinching and grasping, but it's really, really gentle. And if the child doesn't like to have the skin contact, I can always work over the clothing and still have an equally strong effect. So they don't actually have to deal with my hands actually touching them. And like I said, the cups work really, really well, even on the back of the calves. And as you can tell, I have a variety of sizes, so we can do everything from a larger child's back to bottom of the feet of somebody who's very, very small. And you just want to do that. I just do this to children 30 minutes to an hour, depending on what they can tolerate. And it reduces their stress, it relaxes their muscles, and depending on how we're doing it and where we're doing it, we can do stationary cupping on their back, which means I don't actually slide the cups. I just apply them. Is that okay? I just apply them and then I leave them for just a few minutes, pulling on them to make sure there's a decent suction and checking in with the child to make sure that they're not experiencing discomfort. Because it can feel okay in the first minute, and a minute after that it may have created a little bit more suction and we may need to loosen it. If that's the case, it's just simple to pop it under, pop my finger under and either pop it off and reapply it with less pressure, or to just release some of the air, if I get my finger in here, and have it on even lighter. These are the marks that they generally create, nice little red circles. Because AJ's younger, like I said, these marks will be gone before he